like to call the Arizona State Parks Board meeting for October 17th to order. That's kind of cool. Feedback. With that in mind, I would ask our board member, Terry Palmer, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, Terry. And with that, can we have member roll call?
Dale Larson,
Here.
John Sefton,
Here.
Sarah King,
Here.
Carrie Palmberg,
Here.
So we have a quorum.
yes.
Thank you. And Sarah, thank you so much for joining us telephonically. How's everything down in your neck of the woods?
Sunshiny and finally cooling off.
As it is, so very much. Thank you. As is custom, we like to just share for the benefit of the record as well as those in attendance or those online, the mission statement for our Arizona State Parks Board. As board members, we are gathered today to be the stewards and voice of the Arizona State Parks and its mission statement to manage and conserve Arizona's natural, cultural, and recreation resources for the benefit of the people both in our parks and through our partners. So with that in mind, let's go to the agenda. First item, D1. The board will review and consider action to approve the meeting minutes from our September 19th meeting back last month. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve?
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the meeting minutes from the September 19, 2024 as presented.
Thank you, Board Member Palmer. Is there a second?
John Sefton will second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed, nay. Hearing none, the motion passes unanimously. And by the way, the September meeting was great. Thank you so much for hosting it, staff, everybody else for going that extra effort to make sure that everything was well. So thank you, Bob and staff. It really was. All right. Item D2, the consideration of consent agenda items. And with that in mind, just as a preface, for those of you who are on the line for these items, we have people from Arizona Alpine Trail, La Paz County, Mojave County, Town of Parker, Hualapai Tribe, and Bullhead. Thank you for joining us. The consent agenda does not require discussion unless any board members would like to ask for an item to be pulled out of the consent agenda. Board members, any requests? Hearing none. And again, thank you for those of you who are joining us. Is there a motion to approve consent agenda items 2A through 2E?
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the second agenda items 2A through 2E as presented.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Motion has been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Sorry, Dale Larson,
Aye.
John Sefton,
Aye.
Sarah King,
Aye.
Terry Palmberg,
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. And again, for all on the line, thank you very, very much for the work that you do with Mickey and Matt and all the staff members in getting these grant applications through. Really appreciate it. So with that, we're going to go to future agenda items. Board members may identify items or issues they wish to be considered for inclusion on a future agenda. We'll just be at the willing trust of the staff.
Yeah, we've had a number identified. They know what they're working on.
I would point out, and I was talking to Pam about this, as Vice Chair John Sefton also served on AORC, and there finally has been a transition of the new members for AORC. from what I understand, the idea is that we want to recognize the outgoing members, but we're not going to do that until December. Is that correct? So it'll be a special item. So that's one future agenda item that we will try to do. Okay? All right, let's go to item DF, Executive Director's Report on current events. Bob, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. Real quick, I guess, for as you know, we created a leadership-based program in state parks that is nobody else is really doing, and this is a way, I think I've talked about this before. This is our third cohort, so we're about somewhere between 75 and 80 people that have gone through the agency at all levels. It's highly competitive. This was our third cohort. This was up at Tano Natural Bridge, and we used the University of Denver's Daniels Business School as the leadership training for this course, and this is our third cohort. It's a ragtag bunch, but I guess they had a lot of fun. Sarah actually sat in for me. I couldn't make it up there to welcome them, but it was the kickoff, and so there was 3 intense days of training, of lessons. There's homework when they go back, and then they're going to follow. Then there's going to be another 2 or 3 days that's going to follow up on what they've learned and get some more lessons, and then they graduate. And we'll definitely be there for that. But I can really tell you, maybe the cohorts themselves could probably tell you, but it's really transformed the agency. It's instilled leadership. It instills very positive attitude, morale building, all of those things, well said, that really to see, and we're running the numbers now, but it's also creating confidence where these folks are now promoting into higher level positions, but it's really is getting them ready for, to take over my job and Mickey's job, Sarah's job, and others. So it's really a succession planning phase that we're really starting, I think, at the grassroots level. So we're really, really proud of this program. It's been very, very successful. We can talk about it for days, but it's really a great opportunity for our folks that when they're ready, we rank them, we go through everything about them, so it's not just anybody gets in. We're being selective if there's certain qualities or traits that we're looking for. So this is the third cohort. Like I said, we'll be about 75 or 80 people have gone through. Our goal really is to get everybody through this program.
And everybody, number-wise, would be what?
261, but that excludes myself, Sarah, and our executive team. So it's really is everybody that comes in no matter what level they are, some multiple, same work units, all kinds of things. So we're really trying to spread that out to really make sure that it's covering all of our programs. So,
just out of curiosity, Bob, out of the 260, 70, whatever the pool is, how many vacancies out of that do you have?
we have one.
One.
Yeah, we're
Really?
filling positions.
Out of all of
Wow,
that?
good for you.
Wow,
Yeah,
that
we are
is
filling them.
amazing.
Nice.
Yeah,
Good for you.
Yeah, we've always sat on, where people be vacant, and then this is actually one of our process improvements. Really was with human resources that it would be months of recruiting and interviewing, and you guys know you've been through this. And when those positions are, we have streamlined that process so well that when before those positions are vacated, we already have the recruitments open. But the other part of that too, Chair, is we're getting folks from all over now that are wanting to come work for the agency that you never would have seen before. So I think it's a tribute to our people. It's a tribute to what our agency does, what you do on the board. It's all of that is really, we're not last on the list. We're rising to be first.
Nice.
So we're getting applicants, numbers of applicants, qualified applicant numbers like we've never seen before.
Just a suggestion with Michelle, write an article for the Arizona Parks and Recreation Association magazine about this program, because all of the agencies are obviously faced with the succession planning work. I know John has that with Chandler. You obviously could be an exemplar on what this is happening, and then obviously featuring your program with that. But I think that might be some good exposure just to get so congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah, we'd be glad to. And really the beauty of this is you can tailor make this program. The University of Denver's been really good. Dr. Clemens is the one who's been running this. And you can tailor make this leadership program to whatever you want it to be, whatever it is you want to focus on. What are those key leadership abilities, qualities that you're looking for? And he'll tailor make it. So it's not really one size fits all. So that's really been the beauty of that program. The second part is our executive team is going through this as well, a higher level executive level. We had just before this, we had our team go up and sit with Dr. Clemens and go through a lot more in-depth, higher level based leadership, like design, things like that you're just not going to get. And so we run our folks through that, and that team is very, very strong. And very, it's just night and day, really a difference. So it's really, really proud of everybody.
Well,
Congrats.
absolutely. And maybe perhaps that minimal vacancy thing can rub off to the board so that we can take care of some of our vacancy issues, since we're barely over 50%.
If it were in my control, I would. But,
All right. Next item.
And then, you do this one. Okay, I'll do this one. Bronco Wild Fund is it's a relatively new grant opportunity with Ford Motor Company. When they came out with their new Ford Bronco, which makes perfect sense. Long story short, once they were starting to get, this idea of a fund that all state parks, basically any parks and recreation agency, but it really started with state parks through the National Association. Ford and Bronco wanted to really help in any way they could with granting opportunities. And so in order to start granting and marketing, they needed a really beautiful place to go, but it was sort of coming up real quick. And I got a phone call, and in a matter of days, we had a set up out at Lost Dutchman. And they got to be able to take pictures of the Bronco right against the superstitions. I mean, it's you couldn't get any better than that, really. So as a result, every year, for the Bronco Wild Fund has been going around to all of the states, and they're setting up events that talk about the importance of outdoor recreation, how great Ford Broncos are in the outdoors. So it's really kind of a great partnership there. Well, this one was out at Lost Dutchman. You can see there's our folks there, and it was really a huge event. I'm not sure how many people showed up, but it's quite a few thousand that showed up. And so we were kind of next on the list. We anticipate more of these are coming. Wish the weather was a little more cooperative, but anyway, we're going to hear a lot more from Bronco and the Wild Fund, and for not only us applying, but they really truly think Arizona and Arizona State Parks is a partner in this, in promoting this. So what a great event! Our staff did a whole bunch of work. Broncos were I think we're all over the place, I heard. So, but it's only going to grow from there. So some of those grants can go to 15, 20,000. They anticipate it going up higher as more word gets out, and that there's more applicants. And it's just to promote the outdoor recreation side of what we do and what the public is looking for.
So who would be able to apply?
We could apply. We could have partners who could apply. So it really runs the gamut. When Sarah and I were at the NASPD, they're really starting to broaden the eligibility of what project could get and could apply for. So track chairs is one that help disabled folks go off-road or off-trail or on-trail, but off some of the rougher stuff. Which I see as a real need for us here. But it really runs the gamut of what they want to promote. It's really, money's just the limiting factor right now. So,
Off-road vehicle training,
Yeah,
education of the public.
could be, absolutely.
We're gonna tear it up.
Oh yeah, you can tell.
We received a $10,000 donation after this event from the Bronco Wild funds, so it was a win-win-win.
Yes, thank you for that. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Nice, Sarah.
10,000.
Very good, excellent, okay.
And then I was also going to talk about the artist in residence reception. This was really, I think, a celebration of a very successful pilot program that started with a conversation with the Arts Commission and the former interim commissioner at the time, Jackie Alling, who told us, I'm interim, so I'm not going to take on any special projects during my tenure, but I'm going to do this one. and she did. And her staff and our staff deserve all the credit because they took this on and ran with it. Athena Sparks, our Southern Region Manager, and Cinda Sutton, who during the course of this became the park manager of Oracle, they really just put together a working group with the Arts Commission staff. And I heard feedback. They were like, this is from the Arts Commission, that it was such a great partnership. They're like, wow, we wish that working with other government entities was always like working with parks. So I have to shout out to them for doing that. But it was really cool. Oracle, as many of you know, is a pretty artistic community. So this was a great place to host it. And it's also a bit of one of our more undiscovered parks. And they had 3 artists. The pilot kind of blossomed into 3 artists who all spent time out at Oracle. A couple were like a few weeks and some were longer over the last year, and created art that was inspired and created during that time there. So there was a printmaker who I have in my office, like a handkerchief, and at the event she was printmaking these quail prints that were inspired by the quail that were there. Which is a really cool community engagement piece. The musician who performed a number of songs about, inspired by the flora and fauna of Oracle. There was a really fun one about a tarantula that was rather risque. And then, surprisingly, and then a multimedia artist who took audio recordings of staff and volunteers and visitors, and also images of the park, and actually projected it on that house that you see, the Canale House in the background. And it was this just really cool. It was really moving. And so to have this experience that I think highlighted the importance of the park through the arts, and it brought people together, was just a great success. We're exploring actively to continue this forward. The Arts Commission did receive some funding from the Arizona Community Foundation, so there is some funding on their end, and so that we'll be able to hopefully continue this, and then we provide, the accommodations, the space for them. So yeah, look forward to more. We'll invite you all to the next one. We haven't decided where that will be yet. There's talks of Tonto, but we'll see, and hope that this can continue to flourish as a program.
Especially like the idea of some of the lesser known parks, trying to get some more visibility that would at least help promote marketing and the like. I think that's a great idea, so.
Mr. Chair, just a couple of dates for the rest of the board. I'm sure you were invited, but staying with Oracle, there'll be a rollout of a new beer
Yes,
taste.
I love that.
Yeah.
So
Great idea.
that is on October 26th
Where are the samples?
in my office. No, but you're certainly invited to go to that. And then, of course, November 9th, we're having the 50th celebration of Karshner Caverns. I will tell you, if you want a blast from the past, who is coming out, who has been involved in state parks and the development of that park over the years, they're showing up. It's as you know, 50th is a big one. So if you can make it, or if there's something you need, I'll be down there as well. Sarah will be doing the beer tasting at Oracle. I don't know how she got that one, but she pulled a fast one on me. But she'll be there too. So if you need any information, just let us know. And we'll get you all the details.
What's the arrival time for the Karshner event?
I can send you a run-a-show for that. I
Would
just
you?
got it yesterday from the park, because they're having all-day events.
Right, that's what I was wondering,
Right.
what would be the
For the evening event, I think 4:30, 4:30, but I'll send you
Right.
the timeline.
Yeah. But, thank you.
All right, current events, board members may present a summary of events through a recent experience of interest to the outdoor recreation community. Anybody? It's been a hot summer, so, but in saying that, again, compliments to Bob, you and your staff and the marketing people. Every week, there's always a highlighted article about one of the
Yeah.
state parks, and they're
Yeah.
so well done.
Yeah.
And TV picks it up, I mean, there's just so many different areas, so kudos, I think
Thank
you're,
Yeah.
the messaging is just outstanding, that
You do a
your
great
staff
job.
is responsible for that. All right, so with that, nothing else for that, call to the public, we'll recognize anyone wishing to address the board. And I don't see anybody from the public here that would like to be able to do that. so-
We were having an issue with, I think we are all set now, I think Mojave County was trying to call in. I don't know if you have contact, cause he called it, he wanted to thank the board, I think, right? Was it Mojave County?
Was this Sergeant
The
Cox?
sheriff-
Parker wanted to thank the board. Yeah,
Yes.
people are having trouble getting in.
Yes, we are online now with this one, but we weren't, so I don't know.
Is he on right now?
I don't think he is,
Lincoln Red.
I don't think he was able to get through, but I have received messages he was trying to get through.
All right,
Put him
well,
on the
we'll
record.
recognize that on the minutes that, and is this, Nikki gave me a
Mojave
little hit
County,
list here, Sergeant Kyler Cox?
Correct.
So let the record reflect that Sergeant Cox wanted to come on. Obviously, the Mojave County Sheriff, much like the other county sheriffs, if I remember right, this is all on, is that on vehicle or on the boating? For the
HB.
This is law enforcement.
law enforcement, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you very much for that reminder. Thanks, Pam. Call the public, future meeting dates, I've already mentioned, November 14th here in the office, December 12th on it, keep that in mind for it. And then in January, we're really looking to be able to go back out on the road, and presumably Sierra Vista would be the
Thank you very much.
January one, so. Sarah, anything on your end that you would like?
Mentioned December 14th here in the office, December 12th, that would be very much.
It's a delay.
We have a delayed reaction.
It's okay.
It's my robot.
I know.
Hello, can anybody hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, this is Deputy Seltzer with the La Paz County Sheriff's Office. Have I dialed into the correct meeting, the Arizona State Parks and Trails meeting?
You have, and we're just about ready to conclude it. I'm sorry for that. Is this again, your name, please?
Yes, we hear you.
Oh, that's the echo.
Is this? All right, I think we'll let that go. If you-
Yeah.
All right, thank you, public, for being on the phone, and thank you for joining in. And with that in mind, let's call this meeting adjourned.
Thank you.
I think that's a
Thanks,
record.